Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, November 5th, 2008. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. In London, it's 4:30 p.m. In Hamilton, Bermuda, 12:30 p.m. In Mexico City, it's 9:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, phone in toll-free at 1-866-667-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEXTV. Today is the day after Election Day, and we'll get to that in a second, but we have a breaking story here that actually came in last night from the Insurance Day. I haven't seen it reported anywhere else, but we'll give it to you. Independent reinsurance broker R.K. Carville in the UK is separating its underwriting and broking businesses in a corporate restructure that will result in, quote, material redundancies. That means layoffs. The firm has been evaluating strategic options with private equity firm Stone Point Capital in recent months as it looks to streamline its operations in the face of challenging market conditions for reinsurance brokers. In a letter to clients yesterday, Chairman Rory Carville said the first phase of the restructure will see the firm separate its underwriting unit, which is called Avoca Underwriting, from its Carville broking operation. They're going to concentrate on their core skills, which Mr. Carville believes is broking. So we'll keep our eyes on that. We do know some people who are involved in their underwriting operation, and they're very qualified. And I'm sure that they're following this news closely as well. Now to the main news. In the United States, about 12 hours and 20 minutes ago, all three networks called the U.S. presidential election for Barack Obama. Barack Obama is no longer referred to as Senator Obama. He is now President-elect Obama. He received 62,680 votes, 62,680,000 votes. Senator McCain received 55,542,000 votes. That's a 52 to 46% split. In the Electoral College, Senator Obama achieved 349 votes. Senator McCain had 174. 270 votes are needed. Two states are still yet to be determined and are still being counted. That would be North Carolina and Missouri. Senator Obama achieved a success last night, unlike a success any Democrat has achieved in recent memory. He won the states of Indiana, Virginia, and Florida, as well as Colorado and Nevada, which are very, very difficult states for a Democrat to win and part of the so-called red state bloc that the Republicans always count on. Senator McCain was very gracious in his concession speech last night delivered out in Phoenix, complimented Senator Obama and wished him well and hoped that he could help in any way. Senator Obama, who had taken the call from Senator McCain, said that he intends to use him because he is a leader on many things. Meanwhile, Obama addressed a crowd of over 1 million people in downtown Chicago last night in a scene of euphoria that quickly spilled out to other American cities. In front of the White House, for example, a spontaneous demonstration manifested itself with several thousand people here in Lafayette Park across the street from the White House. Even as far away as Tokyo, apparently non-voting people, in this case Japanese residents, came out into the streets at around lunchtime, Tokyo time today, to celebrate as well. So we'll have a little bit more of this at the end of the day. The stock market is having a little bit of a hangover. It's down about 148 points after a 300-point plus pre-election day rally yesterday. But it was a very big day indeed in the United States. The Democrats also picked up seats in the Senate and in the House and have achieved a clean sweep, and thus will not be able to evade any responsibility whatsoever for any ills in this country over the next few years because they have the rudder. In reinsurance land, Hanover Re has become the latest reinsurer to slip to a third quarter net loss, this under the weight of heavy cat claims and investment write-downs. Hanover Re has seen its shareholders' funds shrink by more than 20%, from 3.3 billion euros at the start of this year down to 2.6 billion euros at the end of the third quarter. Hanover Re booked a group net loss of 395 million euros for the quarter, compared to a profit of about 284 million euros for the previous year, the same quarter. The reinsurer was hit by the impact of Hurricanes Ike and Gustav, along with German hailstorms. For the 9-month period up to the end of September, Hanover Re has a group net loss of 143 million euros compared to a euro profit of 577 million for the same period last year. Marsh McLennan, the second largest global insurance brokerage by assets, posted a third quarter loss, while earnings before special items also missed analysts' expectations. Marsh, which competes with Aon, said this morning that its net loss came to $8 million, compared with year-earlier profits of $1.9 billion for the same period. Included in the latest quarter was an increase in the company's professional liability reserves by $33 million. The year-earlier results included a large gain from the sale of Putnam Investments. That would explain it. On an adjusted basis, the company earned 21 cents per share. It missed expectations of analysts, which was forecast to be at 32 cents a share. Marsh Mac, based in New York, saw its consolidated revenue actually increase by 5%, up to $2.8 billion. This pretty much hit the analyst average outlook of $2.87 billion. The company said revenue at its risk and insurance services unit was 1% higher, up to $1.3 billion, and its consulting revenue increased 9%, up to $1.3 billion. The company recorded $23 million in investment losses, largely from market declines on private equity investments. Bond insurers MBIA and Ambac Financial Group reported large third quarter losses yesterday, hurt by further write-downs and limited new business. The bond insurers have been hit hard by the credit crunch and have both lost their AAA ratings after posting billions of dollars of losses from exposure to mortgage and complex debt instruments. Both have been seeking a way to tap into the federal government's $700 billion bailout plan for the financial sector. It's not clear whether or not they'll succeed. Ambac posted a third quarter operating loss of about $7.80 a share. The company said it had $2.7 billion of unrealized losses on credit derivatives in the quarter. MBI's third quarter net loss widened to $806 million. This is in comparison to $36.6 million a share loss, $36.6 million that it lost in the same period last year. Ambac's net loss widened to $2.4 billion, or about $8.45 a share, from $360 million a year earlier. GMAC, General Motors Acceptance Corporation Financial Services, posted a wider third quarter net loss, weighed down by its subprime mortgage lender. GMAC, which is co-owned by General Motors Corporation and the private equity firm Cerberus Capital, which wholly owns Chrysler Corporation, said substantial doubt exists regarding the ability of mortgage lender Residential Capital Limited Liability Company, which is the subsidiary, to continue as a going concern without economic support from GMAC, the parent. The company said that ResCap has had difficulty maintaining adequate capital and liquidity levels. GMAC reported a net loss of $2.52 billion compared with a prior year net loss of $1.6 billion. Net revenue dropped 24%. Provisions for credit losses increased 14%. The company's global automotive finance unit swung to a loss of about $300 million compared with a profit of $550 million a year earlier. GMAC said that the loss was driven by higher credit reserves, reflecting continued deterioration in used car prices, in addition to write-downs and operating losses. Big trouble. In Germany, Siemens has now finally a clear indication of the penalties it expects to see over suspect payments. You'll recall we've been following this story off and on for a year. Siemens is alleged to have made, and is apparently in discussion with prosecutors in which it will plead guilty, they have made suspicious payments of 1.3 billion euros into some slush fund that they've used to obtain contracts. The company now says, as of this morning, that it will accrue a provision of around 1 billion euros linked to the settlement, and they do not expect the settlement to exceed 1 billion euros, which is just a little bit shy of what they paid into the slush fund. The company is now also seeking a settlement with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as the U.S. Department of Justice. The settlement with the German courts has not yet been achieved. Later on, actually early next year, the annual World Economic Forum will assemble in Davos. People jet in on private